What's good, world, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast. It's your host, Gerald G2 or G, whatever you like calling me. And today I have with me.
My name is Austin Grigoric.
I'm Ethan Baker.
I got Austin and Ethan with me today, man. How y'all feeling today? How y'all doing?
Pretty good. It's good to be here.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for another great episode of the podcast, especially now with entirely great cast I have.
Yeah. I'm loving the shades, y'all. I'm really digging the shades, man.
Yeah, it's a sunny day out there. If you have noticed, it's pretty warm, pretty 75 degrees.
Yeah.
Trendsetter.
But yeah, no. What is it, like 66 out there?
No, it's 75.
75?
Yeah.
The
Gotta go
weather is-
outside, man. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, y'all, go check out this nice weather we got on this fine day. Fine, beautiful day. We're missing one, Kevin Kauser.
We're thinking about you, Kevin.
Yeah, get well soon, man.
Yeah.
Get well.
So, yeah, get well soon. What y'all want to talk about today, man? Let's talk about y'all. This is my first ever, this is not the first video podcast I've ever done, but it's like I'm about to get real consistent. So, let's introduce this is my podcast group. We still going with the Jack's Office Report.
The Jack's Office Report. Yeah. Catch it soon. We're in the works right now, trying to get everything set, straightforward. I got the URL to not the URL, the channel name already down for YouTube. I'm getting everything set, so we should be pumping some content not too far, but coming soon. I would be looking forward to a new video from us.
All right.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. This is the team, -1. So tell us a little bit about yourselves. Who wants to go first?
You want to start?
I can go. So Ethan Baker. I'm a senior here at Shepherd University. Right now we're in the Scarborough Library here at Shepherd. I am a communication and new media major with a concentration in digital filmmaking and minor in journalism. So by trade, I'm a documentary filmmaker, multimedia journalist, producer, pianist, among other things. I like all things media, video, stuff like that. Started working with Austin here a few years ago. Met him through a radio class?
News practicum.
Yeah, a news practicum, yeah. Nice. So started working with him with that. We did a podcast with Kevin. That went really well.
Nice.
That was,
See, so y'all were a group before we even were a thing. Y'all been podcasting.
Yeah, then I started working with him more for a video production class. I did a docu-series on him. He's actually a pretty talented musician and producer himself, so...
I'm not that interesting.
He's a great editor, and he's a great musician talent, everything going on.
So we did a whole video series with him. It was great to work with him. But right now I'm working on my capstone, which is a documentary on Gen Z, looking at not only the stereotypes of Gen Z, but how we are, as a Gen Z, is working to dispel some of those myths about us. And
So Gen Z, there's a lot. I'm glad you brought that up. This is stuff just off the dome, just straight from the top. About Gen Z, there's a lot of messed up stuff going on with Gen Z. There's some great things going on with Gen Z too.
Oh no, you're 100% right.
You're right.
Do you feel like we're the better generation?
The thing is...
Not even better, but
this is a good question for Austin.
Advancing.
As the narrator of my documentary, I gotta stay opinionless until the release date. But this is a good question.
I like to add comment to what you've laid down in front of us. To one of the things you said that Generation Z is kind of what in your words.
There are some ups and there are some downs.
There are very large, deep downs, and there are some hopeful ups. Mm-hmm. And I think that with our generation specifically, yes, we've had to deal with the economic challenges that have been laid before us by our previous generations, and how are we going to maneuver through those is still undecided. You know, a lot of question as prices go up for housing.
Yeah.
Interest rates are high, of course. They'll go down, it's hopefully soon. Getting out and earning a living with, you know, how wages are and how the trickle-down economics has made it utterly impossible for a generation like ours to really progress in the future, especially with, you know, we're college students, we have debts, we have student loans, jobs, a lot of pressures coming in that I would say it isn't as much, it hasn't really been too much of a struggle in terms of affordability for previous generations. I think a lot of it has gotten really worse over the past decade or two, and yeah, it's bad. But I will say one thing for Generation Z on just, you know, some of insight into my mind. I walk around and I see, you know, we're all guilty of it. I mean, we always have these out, and constantly. I think it poses a distraction. I think when kids are just, you know, generation in general have too many distractions, I think we become, it's nothing wrong with downtime, nothing wrong at all with like just kind of reserving yourself in, you know, a room or whatever, but and just chilling. But I think when you abuse the technology and sort of like the distractions from like actually engaging with one another like we are today, or just having like some, you know, one-on-one, I see the social
Downfall.
yeah, like the ability of people to be actually just go out and talk and kind of gather and spend time, you know, meet new people. I think that's a huge thing of or teller of like, you know, our societal downfall is that we would become so disconnected from each other.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you would hope that as time goes on, people start to mature and start to realize, like, you know, it's really about maturity, but I think people need to start kind of like really kind of observing like their life and you know, kind of valuing relationships with others and growing as a people. But I think we're becoming a very introverted society.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that Generation Z suffers from, which I'm an introvert. I way prefer to stay inside, and you know, that's nothing wrong with that. Like I'm speaking as a, you know, as an advocate of introvertness, but I feel as if it might hurt in the workforce. I think people can't get along real well, and we've seen how the eruption of just straight divisiveness. And it's not even in fact impacting our generation. It's all the generations, especially the boomers, who start fights on Facebook and start fights on social media.
What's a boomer? Get into it, because I don't know.
So exactly. a boomer is a baby boomer. It was a generation. I got a baby boomer calling me right now. His name is Dad. But baby boomer is anyone born, and generation timelines kind of confuse me. I'm not sure really where they start and where they end, because I know as Generation Z, we start from like 95 and then we end in like 2015 or something like that, which is weird because, of course, you would all remember that we had VCRs and back when we watched movies on digital VCR tapes. None of these kids who were born within 2010 or even when the first iPhone came out would remember how to pop in a VCR and watch like Dexter's Laboratory. Right. So I feel like there's a difference. I feel like it should be every 10 years. But for a baby boomer, it's after, it's a little after, I don't want to say World War II, but it's definitely within the 60s and early 60s. I'd say 61, I'd say the 60s, and then up till like the 70s, or kind of towards, you know, because then it gets into generation XYZ. I think it's X, might be X, I'm not sure. XY, X, yeah, Generation X. So Generation Y is the millennials, and then it goes, no I thought we were the millennials, but we're actually Z. So we're called Zoomers.
We're Zoomers.
So it goes millennials and then Zoomers, and then Generation Alpha, which is like the next generation after us. So they're not even going by like alphabetical. They're just like going now.
Just
They're going
going.
Greeks.
They're just going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But nah, I definitely understand what y'all are saying. I'm huge on video games and technology and things like that.
Yeah.
And the other day, I don't know why, but I just felt like I needed to pick up a book, and I just started reading. And I feel like the world is just so disconnected with the little things like reading books, like you said, communicating with people, going outside, things like that.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with reading a book. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I feel like that's great that you picked up reading a book. I barely see anyone reading a book anymore.
Nah. And we're in a library. I don't see anybody reading a book in
They're
the
just
library.
studying because they're so
Yeah.
busy studying. I mean, it's like
They don't
nobody,
have time.
they have time. And the fact that, I'm a little bit, I don't want to say like I've got issues, but like I just have a problem really kind of like,
Attention span.
yeah, attention span to
Yeah.
sit down. I think it's just been like when you're exposed to a phone so much, I mean, it's honestly,
Used to it.
yeah, you're actually, I feel like it shortens your attention span a bit where you feel like you just like,
I need it,
you
I
want to
need
look at quick media fast. And you don't actually watch videos on YouTube, like extend it. I doubt anyone could go for like 10 minutes over watching a YouTube video because they
I
just
can.
kind of like skip.
I love you too.
I won't
ain't
tell
gonna
you
lie.
how many times I've been sitting there doing my homework, and I just gotta pick up my phone. I don't know
Yeah.
why,
Yeah,
but I just need that break.
Yeah.
Need that quick dopamine.
and I feel
rush.
every
Yeah.
time I do that, I feel like I'm getting distracted again. Like I can't
Yeah.
do my work, and it's
Yeah.
like
Because
I
you're going
just
to put
gotta.
that work down for like 20 minutes, and you're going to stay on that phone
Oh yeah,
for a little bit.
It's interesting that you said that we're in a library, but yet no one's reading.
Nobody's reading.
And the thing is, like, they're doing their homework, but the whole curriculum has just changed now from books and reading material now to more of a technology focused.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of like online video lectures and a lot of supplemental like video content is taken away from the focus on real like literature and textbooks.
well, let me ask you this: when have you? So in your classes, when they've asked you to, when you've gotten into your classes and they've asked you to buy a book, do you actually read the book?
No.
No.
I try. I do. And
Yeah, you do.
I usually, I'm consistent with it for probably the first few months, but then as the work picks up, I read it less and less.
Yeah.
But I do make an effort.
All the
And
answers.
I'm not to say that there's still not required reading in classes, but I feel that a lot of the material it's not necessary to have to read the book
Yeah.
to do well in the class,
Yeah.
whereas that hasn't always been the case.
All the answers are online. I'm being honest with you. You don't got to do all that. The answers are online.
Yeah, but that's another thing. That strikes another thing is like, even with the teachers, like the professors, I'm not complaining because it makes my life easier. But a lot of professors, they won't actually create their own content. Well, they'll just pull from some areas
Off
like
the
Quizlet
internet.
and
Mhm.
area because it's easier.
And I'm going
They
right
figure-
on.
And none of it is actually like, oh, you really. I mean, half of it is like you have to kind of like do the work and this
Yeah.
or that. But
You can just look up most of it.
look at most of it, and you
Yeah.
kind of get it. And it's easier, and it does help. And I do. It's not that I'm not learning anything from it. I do pick up some of the stuff that I do look up, and I because that's a lot of information. There's a lot of classes, and then there's a lot of information they push on us, and it's just like you couldn't devote. How many months do you have in a semester? Like 3 or so.
This semester we have 4. Usually it's 6. So I think August, September, October, November, December.
Well, in a year. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more like a semester because that's how long a class runs. But
Mm.
however long a semester is, it's really too short to really pick up a subject
Mm.
and kind of like grasp it.
Yeah.
Because I'm out of the class, and then whether break comes around, I'm like, yeah, I remember like a few things. But like that's kind of like how it is anytime. You only pick up what you really kind of resonate with or remember.
Mhm.
But back to what we were saying about like the generational thing with the books and distractions and sort of like the escape of the pressing issues of like trying to get through college and just function through everyday life is it's pretty enticing.
Yeah.
But I feel as if we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't want to harp on it. I mean,
Definitely.
But I will say one thing for this generation. I feel like it's as long as and it's a good thing because in a way as we get more versed in technology, I mean, there's gonna be technology like constantly re-evolving and continuing down the line, and whatever I'm saying makes any, it's like boring the shit out of everybody, but it's yeah. I would hope that this generation actually. I have no problem because that's how every generation before us has said. Oh, I'm not sure if the next generation is going to deal, and then they said it about the next and the next, and that's kind of like just like with music, where they want to say like, oh, Elvis Presley was the devil, and then they want to say like, rock and roll, and then they want to say all the new music, rap, and like this like terrible devil music, and it's just how every generation thinks of the.
It's a perception.
Succeeding generation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perception. But
I was gonna say, speaking of music, you gotta do your intro now.
oh yeah, that's
You
right.
gotta do your intro.
I've been I just been talking this entire time. I didn't do that. Okay, so anyways, my name is Austin Gregoric. I am a 5th year senior here at Shepherd University. I'm a communications major and a business administration minor. And yeah, I've been working on. I'm in a capstone class with my friend Ethan here, and we've been working on our capstones. Mine specifically is a music project entitled Autumn's Music Box, the EP. And this is a 15-minute runtime, 5-track EP, 5 songs of straight reflection on everything I basically stated. It's kind of like a reflection piece of where we are at in a society, looking at the past into the future, and a lot of my personal experiences and reflections. And I feel like it's a good vibe-y piece, but I'm not trying to sell a vibe. I'm really trying to sell a message. I don't want to say sell a message. I want to say tell a message in this project. I'm working on it right now. I'm mixing, in the process of mixing right now, and hopefully we'll have it out by March 17th. That's the hope. Hopefully everything is mixed accordingly, mastered accordingly, but it's been a fun project. I've worked on this for, I want to say 3 years in the making. So it's a project I've carried pretty heavy to my heart, and there's many more to come. So
I had a question for you. What are you doing to promote that? Because I've heard your music numerous times. I think you're very talented. I think that a lot of people are gonna like and highly value the work that you do. But how are you going about promoting your album to make sure that people hear it?
okay, so what? Yeah, thank you. I figure while it is a capstone project,
It's more important to you than that.
right, and the fact that we all have presentations, and so my first little promo run will be at the presentation. So I get everybody that comes in.
Album release.
It's like an
party?
album release kind of like listening party where everyone sits at a table. I don't know how the presentation works, but I would assume that we're all at the Ram's Den. I guess the tables are set up, and we all have our presentation booth. So it's as I've been told by Kevin Williams, my professor, director. It's like our own little world where we have all our setup set up, and I have a computer set with I have like a 4 headphone mixer or 4 headphone splitter where I bring in more people in to listen while they look at the trifold board I'll have set in place for them, and basically they just take a listen to my project 4 at a time. I have 4 at a time come in, and then another 4 at a time, and there's another group, and also with that it helps me get promotion. Because it's like free promotion, that way. I figured that that's kind of a cool way to like introduce the project straight off the bat, have it as my capstone. Right?
Yeah.
Now, I've seen a lot of people do other things for the capstone. I know one of the people I'm familiar with has some type of traveling art display, sort of like a trailer thing.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's some type of, which is kind of cool. I think it's really cool.
They're an art major, right?
I think so, but yeah, I'm just going for the more. I love music, so I want to make it about music and audio recording and shit that I'm kind of into, You can edit that out. I know. I was really trying not hard to cuss.
Nah, you good, you good. Speaking of promo, he got the smart water sitting right there.
We need money.
Trying to get some sponsors.
Sponsorships.
Hey, that's a great idea right there.
We
So
gotta zoom in on that.
if you ever want to, throw some dollars this way, then yeah, do that. Okay, so also, I was supposed to do this in the beginning. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Or if you're listening to it on the sound platforms, go ahead and follow on there. Turn on the post notifications on all three applications, and yeah, hit those bells and keep listening to these podcasts.
Yeah.
I also want to talk about 2023. My 2023, it hasn't been going as expected. This is my first,
Were you surprised?
I am. Because I thought it was going to be going way better than this. I've been placed in my internship where we have to get 400 hours done or whatever. So I can't really do as much as I want to do. That's why the lack of podcast production has been at a minimum. But I'm glad I got to do this here with y'all today. And this is my first video podcast in a while. And I think that once this one gets out there, then I'm going to continue to do it and continue to do it and continue to do it. And then when we get our group going on, then we can, stay consistent. Because now that we actually put our feet in the water with this right here, I think that we'll really start to get into it. And unfortunately, Kevin isn't here. Maybe we'll get him next time and have the full team.
He's somewhere looking down at us.
Yeah. Since you didn't come, you might as well subscribe, Kevin, like the video, comment on the video. You didn't come. We'll send it to you. You can watch it. How's y'all's 2023 going so far?
It's busy.
Yeah.
My 2023 has literally just been me getting interviews every week.
Okay.
Each week I kind of have a goal of getting at least 2 interviews for my capstone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm up to 10 now. So just getting that done, and then by next week I'm going to be moving on to the writing process of writing the AV script and the narration for my part, and then editing, because the capstone is due for presentation, I think the day after spring break. So that's how my 2023's been going so far.
So will y'all two be done with that class after, or?
No, the class goes until the end of the semester, end of the year, but it's due after spring break so that we can present it to the department for approval. They gotta either approve it or deny it, and then they're gonna let us know what we need to fix with it. So there'll be multiple drafts, and then submit the final draft along with our website for our capstone, and then there will be a final presentation, I believe, in Ramsden, like you said.
Okay. Y'all let me know when the presentation is. I might have to show up for y'all. Come support.
For sure.
Come support the team. But yeah, what's the name of our channel? The Jack's Office Report.
The Jack's Office Report.
If you're watching this, go ahead and subscribe to the Jack's Office Report.
We have nothing, no content
Yeah,
on
we ain't
that.
got nothing, but we got some things coming.
I forgot.
We promise it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Forgot to add too. If you want to see the finished documentary, check
Speak
it
up,
out.
brother.
You can check it out on my YouTube channel. It's Ethan the Great !
Yeah.
Follow me on my socials, Ethan Baker 2003 on Instagram, and from there you can see my link tree with all my other sites. So stay tuned.
No more. No, I'm just kidding.
Shout you.
Oh yeah, I'm just kidding.
Thing you want to shout out?
Hey yo, my name is Gregoric Music. No, I'm Austin Gregoric. It's YouTube is Gregoric. It's just my last name, and then
You might want to spell that out for them.
yeah, that's gonna be a hard one. It's Gregory, so it's got a Y at the end. Gregory, Gregoryk, and of course Gregory with a K at the end. So it's Gregoric. It's pronounced Gregoric. It's not Gregoric. It's not Gregory. It's not Gregory with a K at the end, or gay, a dot or whatever. It's not a typo. So just get it right. Anyways,
And subscribe
and subscribe.
to everybody's channel, including this one.
Yeah.
Please.
Make me some money.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I have a website. It's gregoricmusic.com. Check me there. Of course, it has my EP release information on there. Praying that it still drops March 17th. Nothing to worry about there. Pretty positive.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay.
I'm proud to be the
And the co-producer of the project is Ethan. He's the co-writer of the piano, the keys.
I was gonna say, proud to be the pianist and co-producer for Skyline Drive, and what was the other one? When We Look Up.
When We Look Up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
Word.
I wanted to do something fun, but my phone, unfortunately, we are recording with my phone. I wanted to look up a fun fact of the day. I guess you could do it on the computer.
We can do it.
Everybody can give us a fun fact, you know. I also want to do the Twitter thing, like finding funny tweets and just like reacting to them and things like that. So eventually I'll do that. And then you have those mics.
Yeah.
So we could also do like the personal interviews, going up to people, asking people questions.
That's the main reason why I got that. And then
Yeah.
for my capstone, of course.
Mhm.
I love it because there's no cord.
Yeah.
It's all
mhm.
Bluetooth.
All
So,
Bluetooth.
Yeah,
How much did those cost? I want to get them.
it's like 200
Never
Just-
mind.
just for one. But then you can get. See, I don't. Was it 200 or was it? It might have been just under 200. But then you can get one with two receivers so
Mhm.
that you can mic multiple people up
Mm-hmm.
at the same time to the same and have it feeding into the same source.
Yeah.
But I just got the one.
Definitely want to do that. Public interviews. Because I still kind of like it's a conversation, so it's kind of like a podcast. It's just a live podcast version, you know. This is live too, obviously, but y'all know, like going up to people and just networking and things like that. So we're going to set that up eventually.
Let's set this audio up here quickly, 'cause I hope it works.
Let me see. Fun fact of the day.
Oh yeah, fun fact of the day,
Yeah.
of course. How are you gonna want to do that?
Just type in, what, fun. Wait, no, fun, yeah, fun. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Did you know it is impossible for most people to lick their own elbow? I almost said eyebrow, which that is true too. If you can lick your eyebrow, no comment. Anybody else
That's
wanna
probably been debated many times over.
do it? Yeah.
A shrimp's heart is in its head.
I don't know how I
I
feel.
feel bad about eating them.
I'm eating shrimp tonight.
Yeah,
Cajun
yeah?
shrimp.
Oh,
Cajun.
nice.
I gotta do mine. It's physically impossible for pigs to look up into the sky.
Wow.
It's kinda,
They don't have necks.
Yeah, it's kind of
Like
sad.
that too.
I don't eat pigs.
Oh, okay. You don't. Okay.
You don't eat
pork.
pigs?
No pork, no.
Respect.
So look, this is just a little intro podcast. Y'all get to meet Austin and Ethan, you know. Kowser. He's somewhere around, you know. He's still with us, even though he's not with us.
He's a memory.
Y'all shouted everything out. I'm gonna ask that y'all subscribe to
You
all
were
the
gonna ask
channels.
me about my 2023.
What's your 2020? How's it been?
I feel left out a little bit.
Oh, don't.
So you're gonna be disappointed it wasn't
Oh.
anywhere near as fun as or every y'all's are proud. I mean, we're already through January. We're almost through February.
Yeah.
I think.
It's moving.
Yeah, man. But you know what? I gotta take this time because this is our last semester together.
Yeah, definitely is. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you never know, life, meet up,
Yeah,
Yeah.
things like that. Get the group, get the gang back together.
Yeah. I don't know. It's bittersweet because I think being here for 5 years, it's kind of, it's like the next chapter of your life.
Yeah.
It's like after college, because it was like that for me for high school. I was kind of like teary-eyed after I graduated high school. I'm not gonna lie. Like, think about it. You don't get to live, like, you live this life, and you just don't, like, get to, like, replay the game, like, new game, and then play it over again. Like, this is it.
Constant. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
constant.
This is it. This is one life, and that time you'll never get back.
Nah.
You'll never get back high school, you'll never get back college, you'll never get back. So you can extend it for as long as you want. You can go for a master's, you could just keep going into, education and just keep learning, but after a while you end and then you're working.
Yeah.
And it's like totally different. You go into another chapter of your life. So it's making the most, making friends, making, the most of the time you're given. And I think, I don't want anyone to have any kind of doubt as to, that's another lesson of Generation Z. Like, don't have any doubts, don't have any regrets, just live your life to the fullest while you're living it. And there's much more time ahead to make the moments count that you may have regretted in the past. That's what I gotta say. So,
Gotta say something. This just in from Kevin Kauser, breaking news. He's starving. He's about to go to Ram's Den.
You cannot go to Ramsden and not hop on the pod, Kev. You could have came on the pod. Oh well.
I thought he was sick.
You got
No,
to.
he was asking if we wanted to go and tell him what we've been doing.
Nah, I'm going back in my room. I'll talk to him later. Hopefully he'll watch this and enjoy the video. But yeah, it's been a great
I think so.
episode. My two guys, you know what I'm saying? My guys with me. Y'all want to say anything before we?
I've already said enough.
Same, yeah.
All right.
Be sure to check out my YouTube.
Yeah.
Definitely do that.
Subscribe.
Please, please check his YouTube. I really need you to check.
What you got on there, man?
I
What's your
got
shades? What's your shades?
a little bit of everything on there.
Oh,
The shades are Prada.
Ooh,
The shades are Prada.
what's the
Big
shirt?
bag.
What's the shirt?
The shirt's rude. You don't know about that.
Ooh, I don't know. Oh, nice. What's
You just flash your butt to the side.
Yeah, flashing my leg pump got just worked out,
leg day? It was leg day.
Word.
Yep.
Well,
The legs working.
you got anything?
I can't wait. I can't wait for our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
Definitely.
wait to get in and have some fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully Kevin doesn't flake us on us next time.
Yeah. Kevin.
Looking at you, Kevin. No, just kidding.
Come on, Kev. But it's your host, Gerald G2 or G, whatever you feel like calling me. It's been a great episode. I hope everybody has a blessed day, and we are out.